There we go. What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's Friday night, and it's 7:30 p.m. in Eastern Time, and we're coming at you live from the Razor Company for another Artisan Spotlight. I'm Angelo.
I'm J-Mac, and we are bringing you the biggest names in wet shaving.
That's right. If this interests you, please stick around. If you're on YouTube watching this, definitely subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. And stick around to the end. We're going to have a giveaway as well. So tonight we're going to be interviewing Kelly from Black Ship Grooming. And, all of us couldn't be more excited. Get to know, Kelly, as well as get to learn about Black Ship Grooming. Just bring some of that out to light. And then, so we're just very excited about it. So let's definitely just dive right in and, get right into it. So Kelly, thank you for joining us. J-Mac, thank you, my brother, for coming out. And,
always.
So Kelly, please, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Black Ship.
Well, my name's Kelly Hogan, and obviously I'm the owner of the Black Ship Grooming Company. I've been doing this since 2008. So it's been a little bit of time, and actually when I first started out, it wasn't called Black Ship Grooming Company. It was the Beaver Woodwright. And that's because when I first started, I wasn't making shaving soaps. I was a turner, wood turner.
Cool.
And I'm a full-time police sergeant. So this is a side job for me, and it was something to get my mind off of what I'm doing at work. So the wood turning I've always been into woodworking. My whole family on my dad's side, that's what they do. So it just sort of naturally came to me. And wood turning was something I was always interested, but never got to do. So it took me about 4 or 5 years of saving up, getting the lathe and all the tools to turn. And then I started, I wanted to start really fully getting into turning. And I was turning bowls and pens and stuff. And then my dad passed away. And when he passed away, my mother wanted me to fix his shaving brush. So in the course of doing that, I decided, well, that's how I started. When I was 16, that's how he showed me how to shave.
Nice.
It wasn't with the DE. It was with the regular razor, like a Gillette style.
Oh, like a
razor.
cartridge.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the brush was something that was personal. So I fixed the brush for my mom, and I made myself a brush, which I still have that brush.
Oh.
And if you see it, it's like brand new. So I sourced the knots and everything, and that's what really started me down this path. And it was fun because I was telling a couple of my friends, most of those guys that I know, we all have to shave. So I was showing them the brush and what I was doing, and they were interested in it. So they asked me to make them a brush, and it snowballed.
Nice.
Now, the soap part of it took me, I want to say, about 5 or 6 years to come up with a decent formula. I have tweaked that formula ever since. I've never really rested on this formula. And actually, you'll see if the new ones, you'll see they're all version K3. So that's the newest formula. And when you see the K, it's because I'm using a triple butter. And there is now tallow. I've always been vegan. Yeah, it's always been vegan prior to this.
Yeah.
And the reason being is I don't like the smell of tallow. It was to me, it was off-putting. And so no matter what I did, no matter what scent that I would create, I could smell the tallow. And it bothered me because of a police-related thing that people don't think of. Every time I would get a domestic at 3 a.m, someone's cooking ground beef. They're drunk. They're cooking ground beef. They're throwing it at each other. I mean, this is after a while. It's like I don't want to smell that stuff. It reminds you of something you don't want to deal with. So that's why I never really put tallow in it. great for a shaving soap? Of course it is. To me, it just reminded me of something I didn't want to smell. So it took me a while to actually come around to saying, okay, I need to add some tallow to it. So it is in there now. I don't have it heavy in there. I rely more on my triple butters, which is your coconut butter, cocoa butter, and then shea.
Nice.
So if you see them. And again, that formula has been refined since 2013, so, and my original soap was a glycerin-based type of soap. It took me a while to actually come up with a hot process form of soap. So it's been an interesting journey to get to where we're at today. And I am no chemist by any stretch of the means. Everything I've done, I've learned from some really bad accidents and mistakes. I've had my share of volcanoes when I'm making soap. Yeah. It'll wake you up when you start seeing the stuff rising out of there. And you figure when you first start, you're working out of a crock pot, that size. I maybe make 20 soaps. Now when I make soaps, I'm making anywhere from 120 to 180 at a batch.
Oh, wow.
So, I've progressed up, So, but it's always a learning process for me. And if you tweak one little thing, to me, you have to look at the soap because it's a give and take. So if you want slickness, if you try to add for slickness, you may get rid of volume in your soap, or protection, you want to say, the thickness of the soap. So you always have to look at what am I doing? What am I trying to achieve? And if I want this, what do I got to give up? Is it worth it? So and I've stuck pretty close to what I've done in my original soap. And if you look, none of my soaps are a hard puck of soap. Mine are all crops, I guess you would say. The creamy, more soap side. Yeah. Then if you want, you can push your finger right to the bottom of one of them.
This one's stock. I'm not going to do that.
That one. Yeah.
If I had my tub here, I'd do that.
Somebody get a lucky tub of soap with Angelo's DNA in it.
Right.
It might be a special soap then.
That's right.
I'll do it in this one that we're going to give away. So.
Yeah. I'd have to find one of mine that I have nearby that I could use. You can see you push right into it.
Yeah.
And that can make a challenge when you're shipping it somewhere really hot. We'll get it and it'll be melted, and they're like, oh, it's ruined, and I'm like, it's not ruined. Let it set at room temperature. Don't put it in the freezer. That's not going to help it. I've had that. I've had people put them in the freezer and wonder why it looks funky afterwards.
Destroy them.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I tell people, a lot of people like to bloom soaps. I don't advocate someone blooming one of our soaps. It doesn't help. I know you're trying to fill the room with the scent, and leave it open if you want to do that. It'll do it. But I don't heavily scent our soaps because I'm following the IRFA guidelines whenever I mix. So I'll look at a oil, let's just say like peppermint oil. I'll look at what the IRFA guideline is for skin, for shaving soap, and I will stick to that so I don't burn somebody.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. Well, and some people, you'll look and they're super heavily putting these oils in, and I always try it before I send it out. I'll make a small batch for myself. I'll test it, and I mean, if I burn myself, it's on me. I don't want to burn someone else. That's not a goal to try and do. And I know some people wanted like the super freezing cold. Like I remember, they don't make Yeti snot anymore, do they? I don't think that guy's around.
I don't know if they do or
I'm
not.
thinking, don't quote me. I'm not sure if I'm right, but I thought he passed away. The guy that made that.
We could have, yeah.
Yeah,
if anybody knows, let us know down
I
below.
used to talk to him a bit, and then he just like fell off the face of the earth there. But that one was one I'm trying to shave, and I can't even open my eyes. Like, whoa, there was so much menthol in that; it was crazy.
Oh wow!
So, and again, it's a very niche soap. The soap base itself is great, but the menthol, you're shaving with a razor. I don't know if I want to see what I'm doing. I want to do if I feel. So, but it was what it is, but I'm not looking to do that. I am making a soap. It's going to be coming out pretty soon. That is going to be a colder soap, but it's meant to have that cold feel after.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
okay.
Although I do like the burn once in a while. I have another extremely mentholated soap, and I'm more or less impervious to it, thankfully, so I can get through a shave without tearing up. But I do enjoy it in the dog days of summer.
Well, and that's why I'm doing this one. It's mainly for summer.
Yeah,
and
that's a great one.
I have everything pretty much ready to go. It's this is
Nice.
Ooh, I love that. I love your labels.
oh, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Kraken. That sounds familiar, J-Mac.
It does.
Well, I wanted to do that one for a while. I mean, obviously, all of mine follow a pirate theme, and it was funny because when I was the Beaver Woodwright, everyone always asked me, well, "Why are you Beaver Woodwright? You have all these pirates. Everything's pirate." And it's because my very first soap was Bay Rum and Lime. And when I was talking to my wife, I was like, okay, well, what should we name this? And we came up with Blackbeard, and because of Bay Rum being a piratey thing, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's it. So Thomas 2 was the next one, which was orange and sandalwood and vanilla, and that's
nice.
Probably my favorite. I've always loved that. That's like my go-to soap. If I'm not sure what I want to do, it's Thomas 2 is what I'll be shaving with. And then they just sort of, it just fell right in line. And it's been a lot of fun doing this,
Nice.
with the pirates.
Yeah.
But, so that's how I ended up going from Beaver Woodwright to Black Ship Grooming Company, because I had talked to a couple of my friends. I said, hey, I don't know what I should do, because I'm going to these shows. People are getting confused about what it is that I do. And being a woodwright, you're a wood turner.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to get past that. Hey, I don't just make shaving brushes. I make the shaving soaps, and I was starting into the beard oils and the beard balms and stuff like that. And I said, if I'm going to do some, this is probably the time I need to do it. And so that was probably around, I think, 2013 or 2014, I think, that I switched over. So it was probably one of those struggles that I was like, I don't know what to do, because, you're trying to build up your internet presence. And at that point, people knew me by Beaver Woodwright. And I would go to these shows and they knew Beaver Woodwright. But you would still get the questions, why you have soap and stuff here. We're looking for brushes. Yeah. So it was a very, very hard decision. And I you have an investment in labels, got investments in different literature and business cards and stuff. And at that point, when I started, it was all, I funded my 100%. I didn't get any loans, didn't do anything like that. It's just buy a little bit, make some, sell it, buy a little bit more, sell it, and just try to build up. And it took quite a while to get to where it was taking off a little bit. And so, you try to do it in a manner that you're not spending a lot, but everything costs. And when you're going on a very small macro level, costs are a lot higher. So your profits, you're not getting much of a profit.
Yeah.
So you're having to reach above that and try to hit the levels where you could afford to buy in larger quantities. And sometimes it works, sometimes not so much.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's much easier right now either, with the just everything just getting exponentially more expensive too.
Well, and I'll tell you what happened whenever COVID hit. That was really tough because I had seen, again, well, if you look at all my scents, you're not going to find one that is, I'm not going somewhere buying it and pouring it straight out of a bottle. Pretty much every one of them I mix.
Nice.
I've come up with these scents on my own. So I could have 12 to 15 different essential oils or fragrance oils in one scent. And I could tell you there's a couple scents that I have that you'll see, like I used to have. I no longer have them. And that's because one bottle went from, and this was a lavender, it went, I believe when I started, 16 ounces of it was right around $36 to $40. Then it went to, it was $96.
Ooh.
The last time I looked at it, it was $172 for that same 16.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Now I got 12 others that I got to buy to make that one scent.
Yeah.
So it became an act of contrition on you can't afford it. I can't afford to make that scent.
No.
Otherwise, I'd have to charge a lot more for my soaps, and I've been trying to keep them down in price. Let's face it, it's shaving soap.
Yeah.
This isn't going to get you to work. This isn't going to feed your family. It's not something that people absolutely 100% need. It's shaving soap.
Well,
so
I don't know.
try to keep it on.
I kind of thrive on it myself.
Yeah. Well, I have a ton. I have a ton of soaps. I'm constantly trying different things. If someone makes a soap that I like, I'll buy it and use it.
Nice.
I'm not particular on that. That's how everyone learns.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
J-Mac, do you have a question, bud?
Yeah. So, what inspires you for your scents? Where do you draw your inspiration from? Do you kind of back onto that the pirate theme or stuff like from your job?
Usually, something will come to me. I'll start thinking about a scent, or I'll just be walking along and I'll smell something, and I'll think about, okay, well, I wonder if I could incorporate that into a soap and create something that I think that would be good for my customer base that they would like. And so a lot of times people ask me, well, do you like the artwork? Do you like the crack in here? When I came up with the idea for this, it's going to be a peppermint base. It's going to have menthol. It's going to have a cooling agent. There's several different scents in that one. It's not going to be really hard for me to create that one because, I'll have my top, middle, and base notes. And I was thinking, for this one, there's going to be a peppermint, probably, I'm thinking orange. I have it mixed and it smells, I really like it. There's anise, there's some sandalwood in it to give it that deep, that's your base note to hold, to anchor everything down. And the peppermint I'm using as your top and middle note.
Right.
So, but the orange is going to be your ultimate top because your fruits they're the quickest to burn off.
Right.
That's the quickest to lose. So, but I'm doing something a little bit different with the sandalwood. You're not going to be, it's not heavy per se. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to put it on and later on I'll smell like sandalwood. From my testing, the way I blended it and the way I've created these, I don't think that you will actually smell the sandalwood as an anchor. It's something in there. You're gonna smell it, but you won't know what it is.
Nice.
So,
That sounds like a good scent. Yeah, I could see those all playing together really nicely.
yeah. And it's not going to be sometimes some of the sandalwoods could be so heavy.
Yeah.
That's all you smell, and I didn't want that because I'm thinking the Kraken. It's a dark ocean style scent that I want it to be bright, and I still want it to be cold. You just think
right,
cold.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's where the menthol will come in, and that's where you'll see the orange play in with it in the peppermint.
Nice. So now, do you, as far as like with the labels, which again I just absolutely love them. Now, do you, for an example, like Jolly Roger, so do you go with the label first and then kind of compile the scent to match your label, or is it vice versa?
I've done both, to be honest with you. I've had a scent in mind, and I'll think, okay, well, what would this, as a pirate, what would this apply to? Or I'll take like one I'm working on that I haven't figured out yet. What is his name? Oh, geez, I just lost it. Anyway, it's the pirate, and once I figure out what I want for him.
Jack Sparrow?
No, I won't do Jack Sparrow. No, I want Disney coming after me.
Come after you.
Did you watch Black Sails?
I never got to watch it. I want to watch that so bad.
That's an awesome show, but he's in there, and it'll hit me before we're done talking. But the scent for him, he is a very edgy, and I read about him a lot. I do some research into them, and whenever I find out, like some of them, you'll see they'll call them like a gentleman pirate. So I'm thinking more upscale type scent for someone like that. Or I might have one that says, hey, you know what, Jasmine, what would go with for someone, a pirate that was Jasmine? Charles Vane. Yeah, thank you. Whoever put that is.
Nice.
Vane. Charles Vane. That's the scent that I'm thinking of.
Yep.
The dark, edgy. He was a no good, dirty, rotten scoundrel type pirate, So that's going to be a dark scent. And then I got to think, okay, well, when would you release this? Because you don't want to release a dark scent in the summer.
No.
You want to release that more in the winter.
Yeah.
So
right.
It'll probably come out. But I already know for next year, already up to next year, what scents I'm going to be bringing out. And the names of them all. Anne Bonny will be coming out next year. This year, you got the Kraken. I have this one. I mean, you've seen this one, Scallywag. Yeah.
Yes.
So this one, it's funny. They have it. I haven't released it on my site yet.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it's fine. I sold it to them with the tension, and I think Maggers has it too. I'll be releasing it here on my own site here.
See, what I
get caught up.
What I love about your labels is people notice down here.
Yeah.
You have the icons of
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like on Jolly Roger, which I love this. This is beautiful for Christmas time. Jolly Roger. People kind of get the hint there. So you got, it shows you right there the icons.
Yes.
Little.
Anise is the little star-looking thing.
Yeah.
The orange, obviously, is orange. That one there is amber, and then I can't remember what the green. I think it's lime.
Nice. Nice.
And you'll notice in this, there's nothing to indicate what's on there yet.
Oh.
So the first.
Yeah, Scallywag.
The first few probably won't have that. And then the other one that I'm going to be releasing this year is
Oh wow!
Ooh.
This one will be a pumpkin, dark rum, and a bourbon.
Ooh.
So
Yes,
I haven't seen anyone do this
J
yet.
Mac, we're sold on that one, bud.
So,
Yeah, you're speaking my
yeah.
language right there. Those are my legal middle names.
So, but yeah, I will. And it's funny because all these here have been created. My artwork is done from an artist that when I first switched over to Black Ship, he's out of England. So I'll talk to her and I'll say, hey, her name's Kelly also, Stacy Kelly.
Oh,
Stacy, hey, I have this idea. Do you have wassail there?
yes.
So
Right here.
that is one of my very first. Jolly Roger was the first. That was my second Christmas scent, and I'm a huge fan of the Christmas Carol. So that is the ghost of Christmas Present. And I told her, I said I wanted to look like a pirate, but you ever see the George C. Scott version of the Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
That is the ghost from there. I said I want him to look like this, but with a black beard, almost like Blackbeard the pirate. But I want him to be the ghost from the Christmas Present. So, yeah, that's
So you have
cinnamon. Yeah, cranberry.
and cranberry.
Yeah.
Beauty.
So,
Dude,
and actually,
this is Christmas in the tub. Oh my God.
The wassail is my favorite Christmas scent. It's actually a drink I make. It was a holiday tradition for my family. I make that every year. And if they go to my website and they look for the blog post with that, I have the recipe in there to make it. It's apple cider,
Nice.
cinnamon, nutmeg, your mulling spices. And I think brown sugar is what's in it. And if you want to make the adult version, you put rum, bourbon, whatever you want to put in it.
Both.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah, I think when Crystal and I, like I was telling you earlier today, when we first got into, you were one of the first artisans that we purchased from, like directly.
That's awesome.
And
Thank you.
he got, I know it was Christmas scents because that's around December time is when we got introduced, and then she got, I want to say Jolly Roger. She also had Queen Anne's Revenge.
Okay.
Which that's one of her favorites.
That's a great scent. I traded that one to a friend of mine. He did some razor honing for me, and he was sniffing some soaps when he dropped them off. And he's like, "Oh man, I really, really like that one." I'm like, "Oh, all right, here, take it. You can have it." But then after I gave it away like a week later, it's like, man, pick something else.
Well,
that's a great scent.
I had Justin Park he had a company out in California that he was he was the first wholesale account that I ever had. That company's no longer in business, and he wanted that scent. I custom made that for him.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
that was a good one.
It was. It's stuck ever since, and I won't be getting rid of that anytime soon.
This one, I have this one. This
was
my first one that we ordered that I got was High Seas because I love an aquatic.
Yeah.
This was my very first aquatic. So not this tub. This is Jason's here for the store, but I have this tub.
It's okay if you take that one too.
I'll tell him that.
Put on your shirt and away at the door. He'll never notice.
Yeah.
Pass me down.
You don't see anything.
That's right. But yeah, so go ahead, J Mac. You got something?
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier, you tested your soaps like on yourself to make sure you don't burn anybody. So expanding on that, how any other ways that you test your product quality? Like, do you have a group of testers, or do you do most of the testing yourself?
So in the beginning, it was just me doing it, and then for a period, I did have a group of 7 that actually made a Facebook group, and I would talk to them, and we would work on scents, and I'd send it out to them. And the problem I found was it became cumbersome to try and get a product out. It was very slow. And sometimes the way I work, like right now, it's feast or famine. You're either working a steady shift. I usually work 3 weeks of daylight, a week of 7 p. Till 3 a.m. But the problem you run into is you still have court, you have all these things you have to do other than just work. And you pray that no one gets hurt, because if you do, it's an 11-man full-time, and we have about 15 to 20 part-time guys. So if someone gets hurt, a lot of our part-time guys work at other different departments. You end up getting stuck. I could go in thinking I'm working just 7 to 3, have something to do at home, like I got to make soap or something, and find out I'm not going to get home till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Right.
If you end up with arrests, who knows when you get home? If you have a homicide, you're not going home for a couple of days. So things change instantly. It's just the nature of the beast. But I'm approaching that end of the career, so hopefully I can retire in 2025 if I want. But we'll see what happens here. But time sometimes puts a constraint on what you can do.
Right, yeah.
And when I'm trying to work with a group of testers, if I can't say I give them a test and then I get stuck for a couple of weeks, it just backs it up.
Yeah.
So what I'll do now is I go to a couple friends and I have them test it and see, and they're pretty good on picking things out and saying, hey, no, I don't think this works, or that scent's a little too heavy. And I ran into an issue when COVID hit. Because of what I do, I ended up with COVID 4 times. And the last one was pretty rough. I mean, I didn't need hospitalization or anything, but I was down and out for about a week and a half. And I lost my sense of smell.
Yeah. I knew that was coming. Oh,
And
terrible.
to this day, I can't smell certain things.
Oh, no.
It has advantage, but it also has its disadvantages. It has its advantages when I'm at work and you get someone that's dead and they've been there for a few days and it's not pleasant. I can't smell them. But
that's a bonus.
Yeah, that's the only bonus.
Yeah.
The other problem I have is I'm trying to mix soaps or mix scents, and I can't smell some of them. It's crazy because I have to give it to my wife and say, let's just take Captain's Reserve. To me, there's a lot of scents in there I can't smell, and I have to give it to my wife. I've written down all my formulas for each one, so I know, okay, I put the right amounts in of each item, but I've always sniffed it and said, okay, yeah, that smells right. I feel confident. So now I have to go to my wife and say, hey, does this smell right?
Right, yeah.
You're like, yeah, you're on, or something doesn't smell right. So then I got to sit and figure out did I do something wrong? But I'm very anal now of making sure that when I put the amount of orange in, it matches exactly what's in that recipe.
Right.
So, yeah, it's made it hard for me.
I would say, yeah, geez. Thank God you're meticulous though with your formula and your notes, or else you'd be in a bigger world of hurt for sure.
Right. Yeah, you want to make sure that everything is consistent. And then the other issue I've run into is I could buy sandalwood from Company A, and I've bought it from that company for 5-6 years, and then all of a sudden you get it, and it's like, whoa, this doesn't smell right.
It's not the same.
And, then you find out they switched a company.
They switched suppliers and neglected to tell you, and you're trying to put all this stuff into a tried and true formula they have that you've been making for years, and every time it turns out the exact same way, and then now it's like they switch their supplier, and now what you're making doesn't smell the same, but then you can't smell it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Yeah, I've caught a couple where it was different before I got COVID the last time. I caught a couple that were definitely, they weren't the same, and I had to spend a lot of money to try and find something that matched. You would think sandalwood smells like sandalwood. Well, that's not the case. You know, just like bay rum.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Bay rum should, seriously, bay rum should smell like bay rum, right? It's bay rum.
Sure.
Well,
Good, but nope.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Right. So I got a two-parter because I've been seeing a lot of this comment in our live here as far as comments. One is will and excuse me for how I say about Tortuga. Will that come back? And then also, what is your best-selling product?
Okay, so well, Tortuga is definitely coming back. I had to order some parts of the fragrance, and it is lately is what happens. It just takes a long time to come in. And does anybody even know what that scent is?
Oh, they must love it because they keep going on about it.
If I tell you what the scent is that I was going for, a lot of people sniff it and they're like, "Oh, I get Jolly Rancher, I get some other, like candy type scents." But the original scent that I was going for is sweet tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Nice.
that's what that is. So
okay.
it's different. And I guess as far as what you were asking, my best selling product?
Yeah.
Captain's Reserve, hands down. Captain's Reserve.
Yeah.
And that's my take on Creed Aventus.
Oh, get your nose in it, Angelo. Come on.
Yeah.
I know. I feel bad, J Mac. You need to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, you don't.
Yeah. I had a sample of this one.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love your take on it, bud.
Thank you.
Mm.
See, to me, again, this is my nose. Because I get a little bit on the back. I don't get much of the pineapple-y.
Right.
I get more of almost a bay in the back end.
Oh, really?
That's just me, my nose.
Yeah.
It could be weird. Plus, also smelling all of these, but
Yeah.
it's not, to me. I don't get a very high pineapple content like you would with some of the other ones out there.
Yeah.
So good.
There's actually no bay in that.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. The sniffer's on, Angelo. The sniffer's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there is good stuff.
And if you're ever wondering if you're smelling something right, get a cup of coffee grounds.
Yeah.
And sniff it prior to doing it. You need to clean out your olfactory. I have found that helps.
So good. So good.
If you smell that one, that should help your sniffer.
Oh, yes. I smelled that one before. Somebody I knew had that. I don't own it, but I love that coffee scent.
And coffee is actually really, really hard to keep in soap. It wants to burn off right away. So it's a matter of not how much I put in, it's when I put it in. I learned after a lot of trial and error
There it is.
when to put that scent in to the soap to make it hold. And there was another component that I mixed with it to hold it.
And it's got the little coffee bean.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. That's cool.
That is so cool. You put that
Yeah.
in every tub?
Yes, we put one in every tub. Yeah.
That's so cool.
This one should have.
Do you notice?
Yeah.
Do you notice how he's not putting any of them back on the shelf? They're just all going in the pile. He's in the boxes beside him at his elbow.
Ixnay on the soap nay.
Oh, man. Okay. Go ahead, J-Mac. I'm going to just sit here and smell for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me go to the official list of questions here. How do you keep up with the latest trends and innovations in the grooming industry? This is a good one. Yeah, it's a good
So
one.
this is probably, I'll probably get booed for this, but I don't try to keep up with them.
Okay, that's fair.
And the reason being is I don't want to be chasing somebody. Black Ship Grooming is Black Ship Grooming.
Yeah.
I'm coming out with the products that I feel that I need to come out with at that time. If someone comes out with a magical goat milk soap that is fantastic shaving soap that has gold or something in it, I'm not going to try and copy that. That's just not me.
Right. Yeah.
I have our formula. I have where I think we need to be and where I want it to go. And that's just the way I feel that we should be doing it. And
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the sticking to your guns and staying true to yourself and just doing what you believe in as opposed to just trying to chase the pack, right? So very honest answer.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could find yourself doing 100 things, and my mind, I drive my wife nuts because my mind never stops. I'm constantly trying to evolve our soap and our product line into what I think it needs to be. And if I start watching what someone's doing, I'm like 10-second Tom. I was like, oh yeah, I need to do that. I need to be there. And I learned a long time ago, don't chase what you're not ready to do.
Right. Yeah. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Excellent advice.
Yeah.
You can throw
Your
a
own
lot
thing,
of money.
man. I
Yeah.
love it. Now, what has been the biggest challenge for Black Ship Grooming? And how did you overcome it as well?
These things. This was our biggest challenge, these jars.
Really?
Yeah, I see one of our old jars behind you. The white and black. Yeah.
Wasn't the Grace O'Malley?
Yes. So that's our old jars. That's how I started. And it took me a long time to figure out what type of jar we're going to use. And that was the jar I could get. And again, you have to look at what is my cost, how can I get these? And there's a couple companies that made them that were a lot more expensive. And that jar there, if you look at the label on the side, look how it sits on that jar. There's not much room for that label. And when we designed that, we made it so it would fit exactly on there. And those labels cost me more to produce than that top label by a long shot.
This.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So when COVID hit, my suppliers shut down. And I was I had 50 jars, and I had several wholesale orders I had to get out. I'm talking, 200 some soaps that I had to get out and aftershaves. So I'm scrambling trying to figure out what to do. And so I started looking at suppliers that were open, and I started talking to them, and I was looking for that jar because I had about $5,000 in labels. And again, I'm not trying to buy 20 to 30 labels at a time. I'm buying thousands.
Yeah.
To get a price that was reasonable. And so it came down to it. I found another company, and I bought probably at first just to test it because I had some questions about the side. Yeah. And I think I bought 2,500 jars. And when I got them and we started using them, we're setting them on our shelves, and the next thing I know, all my labels are bubbled all the way around.
Oh.
It was off by a 1/16 of an inch, and that caused all the labels to warp.
Oh, man.
And there's a thing which you don't realize is on a jar, especially that's an 89 millimeter jar. The length of that label that has to travel, it's not traveling straight like this across. It's going. You need a label that's what they call a Smilex. It curves up. So when you put it on, it's falling in the right direction. Otherwise, if you put a straight label on it, it falls down. It goes down the jar, not straight across.
Ooh.
So there's a lot I learned.
Yeah.
So, and if you're trying to label it and you want to use the machine, if you use a straight label, it's never going to go on straight. You need a Smilex. So
Interesting.
I had a whole bunch of jars that I recently just got rid of some of them. I have a couple jars left that I'm talking like 10, 15 jars that I just kept around, just in case I have extra soap, I'll throw them in there and make like a mix up, and that'll be my soap to use.
Nice.
But these jars here, I had custom made for us.
Yeah, I love these jars.
I wanted something that was in your hand, felt like a bowl. So when you're using it, I know it's smaller. This is not 89 millimeters. I think this is 78. So as you're using it, your building lather is like you are in a shaving bowl. Now you're not going to get, it's not like a shaving bowl with the ridges and stuff that you're going to get this a quick expanse of soap, but our formula should help you do that. It should only take 15 to 20 seconds to build up a decent lather.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, whenever you start with ours, please try to start on the light end. Don't heavily load your brush. Try it light. Don't make your brush so full of water that it'll hold. Ours will take a lot of water. It can be a thirsty soap. But start out on the light end and then work your way up.
And you got a pretty decent amount of wall there.
Yes.
To put your brush down in there. So
So this is a 8-ounce jar, where the old jars were 6 ounces. So another thing is, it's visually, it does not look, if you hold them comparison, it doesn't look like there's 4 ounces of soap in here,
Yeah.
And that was something every jar that I fill, we fill by hand. I fill them, and I weigh them. Every one is weighed, and they're all the exact same. They're all 4 ounces. More than not, they're 4.2.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I want them to have the room to whip the soap up and not get all over their hands, get all over the brush.
As a tub loader, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, are you a face lather or a bowl lather?
I used to be a face lather. I've gone back to bowl lathering, but I still always tub load. Whether I'm face loading or face lathering or bowl lathering, I always load my brush right out of the tub. I'm not a scooper. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because most of the time, if they're bowl, they want to scoop it out and put that bit in the bottom, smooth it around.
Yeah. No, for me, I've just over the years, that's always been my style. So I just learned like early on, like what a loaded brush should look like.
Yep.
For whatever I want to do with it, whether I want a face lather or bowl lather. So I just tub load, and I can look at the knot and go, oh, yeah, there's plenty of soap there to do whichever method I want to go with. So that's just the way I've always stuck with it. And then it's less
work,
less mess. And then I'm pretentious, and I'm of the mindset, if they weren't meant to be loaded in a tub, they wouldn't come in a tub. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I always tell I go on some forums and people are like experiencing some problems with wet shaving, and they're not sure what to do. They're not sure what's causing the issues. Is they'll get razor burn, or they're getting they're having razor bump. They get the razor bumps and stuff, and they don't know how do I lather? Do I need a boar brush? Do I need a badger brush? Do I need a synthetic? Should I use this slant DE? And I'm like, wait, slow the bus.
Yeah.
Let's stop the bus and go one thing, work on that one thing, and let's move on to the next. Once you've mastered that, it's time to move on to the next. If you don't have a ton of money, grab a synthetic. I mean, I make brushes. This is one of my customers. I hand turned this.
Nice.
I apply the finish. There's about 20 layers of finish on here. I've I buff it out, and I let this set for several days, because sometimes you'll see like it gets cloudy. So, and I've learned that humidity is causing that. So I'll let it set for 4 or 5 days before I ship it out and set the knot. Because I might have to throw it back on the lathe, turn the finish off, and redo it.
Right.
But I always tell guys, you know, a knot is a knot. You don't need a super high-end knot to get a good shave.
No.
You know, I don't, and I'll probably get some hate for this, but I don't advocate bore brushes. I don't like them. If I wanted to use a wire brush on my face, I'd just go Lowe's and grab a wire brush. You know.
Yeah, it's funny. I started out with bores, and then I've gone the route of, like, I guess, high-end synthetics. Even though the high-end synthetics now aren't even really expensive, which is awesome. They're really affordable, but they're high-end.
Yeah.
By the same token, and then Badger, right? That's that's my wheelhouse now. Bore, yeah, I don't really. It's okay, but I just can't see me reaching for it anymore. So
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to use a bore if I'm using a shave stick. You know, if I want to get a good scratch and scratch, you know, if I'm using some Arco if I need to.
Or remember the old Williamson soap puck? That would be perfect for bore brush.
Yeah,
because you
hard
really
puck, like there's
Yes.
hard puck soaps.
Yeah.
Then I'm throwing a bore at it, you know, or a very short loft synthetic. That's you know.
yeah.
So I always tell them, you know, and again, I don't want the bore lovers to come to my house with pitchforks and, you know, grenades and stuff and blow me up. There are a good bore brush broken in is absolutely perfect, you know. But what is a brush meant to do? If you seriously think about it, it's meant to add air into that soap and build up the lather for you. Otherwise, you can take your hands and go like this and put it on, and you'll feel the slickness. You'll get the slickness.
Yeah, that's true.
You won't get the protection. You won't get that lather. And the other thing is it's not lifting the hairs. That's what your brush does. So I always tell them, if you can get a synthetic, and it doesn't have to be a super expensive synthetic, try that to start out with.
Yeah.
And learn how much water you need to have in that synthetic, and then work up from there. So you won't have much. How much is a decent synthetic brush now? You know, maybe $40 the most, 45. They've gone up a little bit. I usually charge around $45.
A little bit more, but I mean, like, well, a lot of us here are fans of AKA. So I mean, you can get an AKA Brushworks hand-turned brush for like under $70.
Okay.
With a a great synthetic knot.
Yeah.
So.
And I think he does custom his synthetics from what I've seen. So
they're ordered for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think at that rate, I know what quantity he's ordering. So yeah, he's got to cover costs.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's synthetics on the market that you can get. I mean, even, you know, I mean, there's some nice ones that, that Jason had with the TRC stamp on the bottom. I mean, those were under 20 with a good synthetic knot.
And that,
I mean, there's options. There's tons of options.
Yeah, that's perfect
that are out there
to start out with. That's all. You know, they don't, and I think that's what I'm trying to say is you don't have to have a super high end brush to get a good shave. And when I go on the forums and I tell them that, you know, it sort of takes them back because they think, oh, look, this guy is using this $200 DE, and you know he had a $150 shaving brush, and maybe that's why I'm not getting this great shave that everyone talks about. And I tell them you don't need that. You can go right down to a McCur or a was it the DE89?
Yeah.
You know, you go that route and just learn how to use that razor. But again, start with your brush. Start there with a soap, a good soap, and a decent brush to start out, because you'll learn that brush quick. You'll learn what you need to do with that brush very quickly.
Yeah.
And as long as they understand the amount of water, because you could always just come in, put water in your hand, put a few drops on it, try it again. And, and just keep doing that until you get it. And it's funny because the moment they get it, it's like this epiphany went off. It's like, oh my God, look at this soap. You know, you get a picture from them, they look like Santa Claus on there. And I'm like, there you go. You're on your way. You know, and everyone's journey is different. So it's just enjoy the ride, I guess, is the best way of putting it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, especially people who are like the utilitarians who just go with one brush, one razor. They stick to a certain brand of blade that they like.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then that's all that they need. But you're still a step above from using just basic, you know, can of something and a cartridge.
Right.
You're still, I mean, you can get into that and stick with something that simple and still have a much better shape.
It's true.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a ton of soaps out there. You know, I if they buy mine, great. If they don't, if they like, you know, maybe something from Barrister Man or one of Peter's soaps, or I think it's 345 is another one that, you know, a lot of the guys when I started out, they were big. You know, some of them guys are gone. You know, it's interesting to see what's happening with the soap business and who's left and who's still around. And hopefully, because you see a lot of guys jumping in, and you want to say, I hope that you don't think you'll get rich quick over this, because you won't. That's not going to happen. You got to do it a lot of legwork if you're going to get big. I don't consider myself big, so I'm still pretty small. You know, but that part of that is I don't have the time to advocate towards it. So.
Yeah, but no, you have a very admirable job. Thank you for what you do.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, thank you.
I have friends that are on the force in different areas and have retired and still serving, and yeah, I know exactly what. I've been on a few ride-alongs myself, and woo, buddy, much respect.
Crazy. It is much definitely respect. Getting crazy.
I was going to say we should get to some audience questions there.
Yeah,
maybe.
So we have some questions from the audience,
okay,
and then we'll do the giveaway, which we're going to be giving away a High Seas soap and the splash that's up there to one lucky winner. So let me get in here. All right. Oh, yes. Oh, a beautiful bride. Crystal, she says, thank you for your service, 1.
Thank you.
2, if you had to start over from the beginning, what would you do differently?
I knew it was coming.
You were waiting for it.
I was.
So I think if I was starting over from the beginning, the first thing, I guess, one, I would sit down and really think about how I'm going to start the business and start it slower. Because what happened was I was coming up with these soap ideas, and again, my wheels don't stop. I can't tell you the list. I keep an actual list on my computer of all the soap ideas that I have, and I'll just keep coming up with them. And some have gotten lost over the years, and I tried to make too much too fast.
Right.
That gets expensive quick, you know. And you don't think about it, because if you do end up getting like wholesalers and stuff, there's things that they want that's different from the retail world. And sometimes you're like, well, I only need a little bit of this essential oil to make the soaps for the retail side. And then you find out, oh, wait, you got to make a whole bunch of this now. You need a lot more of it, you know. So that's where the expense comes in, and you're looking at, when you're mixing your own scents, you know, nothing's 1-2 cents, or I'm buying a bottle and just pouring it out, and my only expense is that bottle of whatever essential oil or fragrance oil. So I think that would be the thing I do, is really slow my roll down.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Makes sense for sure.
Let me see here. Yep, I know we asked that earlier. V the Rex asked about Tortuga.
Yeah, that will be coming back.
Okay. So Bricktown, what was the name of the scent you made for ECWS? It was so good. Will it come back?
That was what was that name? I think it started with a B. No, that was Bandit. It's a pirate. I might have to grab my scent book. One of my books. I can't think off the top of my head what the name of that scent was. I want to say it wasn't Scallywag. It was Buccaneer.
Oh,
Buccaneer. Yeah.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's one that's right there in the comments, and I can confirm this is an amazing scent. Black Rose. What was the story behind that?
So it was coming up to Valentine's Day, and I had an idea for a scent. I wanted a cologne type scent incorporating English rose. So another thing that I do is I do a lot of gardening, and roses is something that we do a lot with. And again, that's something I can't smell. I could smell certain ones. I could smell the more fruity than I could the more flowery scented roses. And I came up with that one because it was really the English rose. But I figured to anchor that rose, because English rose could be very strong, think old lady, like that one you walk past in the store and you could taste it as it's going by. That's
the one.
Yeah, it's like, it'll knock you out. And I always tell people, remember, it's better to be. You don't want to be announced. You want to be discovered.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. If you're announcing your presence and everyone can smell you, no one wants to be around you. Okay. So that scent, I came up with that, and then I ended up finding out that I think it's LA Shaving Soap, LA Shaving Company. You know who I'm talking about? LA Shaving.
Ooh.
There's
It sounds familiar.
I think it's called LA like Los Angeles Shaving Company. Someone in my comments put nice copy of the Black Rose. So I ended up looking them up to find out what are these people talking about. I had no idea who they were. I didn't even know they existed. And luckily the owner wasn't real upset that I named it. The only thing that was the same was the name. The scent profile was completely different. But the name, the Black Rose, he had a Black Rose. So that's what the person was commenting about, was I copied the name.
Oh.
So, but yeah, it was just really.
It was before my time.
Yeah, it was meant to be a Valentine's Day soap.
Nice.
Okay.
It's a great idea.
Love Rose. Crystal loves Rose. Rose and lavender are probably some of her top scents. So
I like rose if it's done right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool. Caught up. So giveaway. So what we do is we pick a number, 1 to how many viewers we got. And Kelly, I'm going to have you choose, and then I will count. So we have 52 viewers in here. So pick a number between 1 and 50. Well, 53 now.
1 and 53. Let's go with 46.
Okay.
I'm making you work, Angelo.
And I have to and I have to count from the top because it always fluctuates and changes.
Go gadget fingers.
So while I'm doing that, J-Mac, go ahead, bud.
Oh.
Ask another question.
So besides the Kraken, any other kind of new things you're excited about for 2023, or is that kind of like your main focus for right now?
So I have, well, obviously Scallywag will be coming out.
Okay.
It's out, but I haven't released it on my site. The Drunken Pumpkin, this one will be coming out towards October.
Okay. Nice.
And then the last one, and I do not have the artwork. I have it done. I just haven't printed it out yet. Is Jacob Marley is our new Christmas scent.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
that'll complete out my Christmas Carol line.
Great idea.
Yeah.
I'll be taking a good long hard look at that Drunken Pumpkin.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh yeah, pumpkin and booze. Yeah, sold. Love it.
We could do if you wanted to raffle off a handle, we could do that too if you wanted.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Let you guys pick which one you'd want to. Now these are all about 24 millimeter knots, or I would say 25. You want to do that one?
Wow. That looks like Kraken.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful setup right there.
Okay,
I'm almost prone to say that one right off the bat.
You do this orange clear one.
Ooh, pumpkin.
Yes, that's just an orange clear. Or this was my favorite.
Ooh.
Like all three.
Yeah.
And then
Pickle.
I'll
need this
probably laser engrave our logo in the bottom.
Oh,
That
wow.
gives you a good idea what it looks like there. Got a little bit of bronze fleck.
I have to say that one. What do you think, J-Mac?
Or
Or the first one?
Papers.
That first one, though.
You and I rock, paper, scissors right now. Whoever wins gets to pick the handle. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, scissors. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Paper wins, right? Paper wins, right?
Number three.
This one?
That was my choice anyway.
Yes, sir.
So before we get into that, Kelsey Yova, if I said it correctly, Kelsey Yova, you won the High Seas soap and splash set from TRC, from the Razor Company.
Nice.
So,
Congrats.
Kelsey, message me at Angelo.Amador Jr., your shipping information, email address, so we can get this set sent out to you. So, congratulations. So, sorry, Ken. I know he loves aquatics. He really wanted it. Said okay, so
Redo it?
So, yeah, so what we do, Kelsey, if you want, okay. All right, so J-Mac, 1 to 49. Go ahead.
Oh, I think you know. 14.
Yeah, 14.
Steal your number.
I love it. So that is going to be going to Kristen.
Nice.
It's Kristen 89.
There you go, Kristen. Congrats.
Fairly new in the wet shave game, if I'm not mistaken. This would be a great addition to your den, Kristen.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Standing.
Oh, so Kelsey is
yeah.
it's family. Totally not rigged. But congratulations, Kristen. You got this. You got this set coming to you. We should still have your info, I want to say.
We have some soaps we could do if you want. These, again, they're going to be the older jars.
Okay.
We could do a jar of Roger.
Ooh, yeah, that I can't confirm. That is a beautiful, beautiful set.
This will be just the soap on these.
Okay.
Then we'll have what? One. I got 5 soaps here we could raffle off.
Holy smokes!
Okay, let me start the list here. So we got Jolly Roger. What else you got?
Christmas cannon.
Christmas cannons. Oh man, I love your Christmas stuff.
Nice.
Now,
Christmas
remember that CANNONS. Remember the soap I told you got real expensive? Some of the fragrance in it.
Yeah. It's that one.
The last one.
Oh wow.
That's Plank Walker.
Plank Walker.
Okay.
Go Peg leg Nichols.
Oh yeah. That's Crystal's like, oh, she loved that one.
So this is an interesting one. So whenever I was switching over from Beaver Woodwright to Black Ship, I was on Facebook at the time in the shave market, and I went on and announced that, and I said something basically that we were taking new pirates on board, and one of my friends, Matthew Nichols, is Peg Leg Nichols. That's where that soap name came up from.
Oh, sweet. Very nice.
I love it.
And then the last one will be We Three Kings.
Ooh. Yes. Sorry, I'm fanboying over here. Very, very well versed in all of your lineup.
That's awesome. Well, it's funny because you don't think that when you're doing it, you don't really think about that others would look at them and really like them like that. You know, you're just making a scent and you're hoping that it does well and people like it. But, you know, I went to Maggard's and met a few people that were really, you know, at their meetup, were really interested in our soaps, and they've heard you talk and they've seen you, and they come up to you and they know your name, and you're like, "Whoa, how do they know me?" So,
and that's one of the beauty things of doing this too, because then this exposes you to even more people, right? So, which is the beautiful thing about doing these spotlights, right? Is just getting the names out there, getting the faces out there, and
right.
Because we're all degenerates. I mean, we all really enjoy this hobby or this lifestyle, and then, you know, I've been saying pretty much in every spotlight that the artisans that kind of get themselves involved in the community, they really, the artisans involved in the community really seem to benefit from that love back from the community as well too. So it's
definitely getting involved, and you know, if you're able to, you know, come on here and interact with all of us, especially when we do the lives and stuff like that, it's so awesome.
Oh,
so
by all
awesome.
means.
It is.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of them. Sometimes I just sit back and keep quiet, you know, I don't want to say anything, you know, but it's interesting to see and talk to people, you know, once you get to meet them and interact with them and see what they like. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes they'll come up with a soap idea. Siren Song was another friend because I didn't have any lavender-based scent at that time. And one of my friends he's close. I met him through the shaving forum, you know, the shave market forum, and he actually lived close to me. So we would meet up every now and then, have dinner, talk about things, and talk about soaps and what's coming up. And he said, how come you don't have any lavender-based scent? And I never really thought of it. So I developed that with him.
Oh, sweet.
And Darren and I.
That's a good one.
He's the one. I mixed the scents. I made up 4 or 5 different scents. He smelled them and said, you know, I like this, but I don't like the strength of the sandalwood in this one. So it just developed developed and evolved through him. So he was the one who really, it was his nose that picked it out and not mine. I came up with the initial idea, and he really refined it. That's so cool.
Well, let's get some of these scents off to some people.
Okay. And let's do that brush handle first, I guess. Then, and then we'll just run right through the soaps.
Okay. So for that beautiful brush. Oh my gosh. All right. So 1 to 48. Kelly, go ahead, man. Pick one.
7.
Nice
and easy for Angelo.
Oh man, yes, this gentleman's going to be on with us tomorrow. That would be Nikki Shaves.
Oh, nice, Nick, the artist formerly known as Nikki No Shaves, is going to be known as Nikki Shaves Everything tomorrow.
He's going to do. He has a nice, he's got some beard going on there. Keeps it well maintained.
Yeah.
He's finally gonna do a full-on face shave. So this is beautiful. I love it. Perfect.
I believe he promised to shave his head too if that raffle gets to, or that fundraiser gets to a certain level as well. So
he should.
I think he did. Or no, Caleb, or maybe Caleb did. But I thought Nikki said something about it too. But anyway, beard's coming off tomorrow.
That's
so
right.
I'm definitely setting an alarm for that.
That is so awesome. Well, it's a beautiful gent. Beautiful. Met him in person. Okay. Jolly Roger.
Okay.
So, J-Mac, I think you would actually like Jolly Roger if you like anise.
I
so
do.
that's a nice, beautiful, especially for being that you've been in the culinary arts. I think you would like that. So, but go ahead.
I'm going to channel my inner Rigmaster 5000. Let's go. Number 23, Jason's number, but rigged for Canadian pleasure. So
I could feel it.
I can feel it too.
I don't know. It might be broken. I don't know if he's over there. Doo-Doo 1980. Dewey.
Nah, American, but still good dude. Congratulations,
still
Dewey.
A good dude.
Still a good dude and a good member
Dewey.
of the Discord.
Yeah. So, Dewey, so for these winnings, so you're going to have them reach out to you, Kelly, correct?
Yeah, if you want, you can have them reach out to me. That's fine. I'll just need your address.
And so same thing with Nikki Shaves and the rest of these winners, to contact Black Ship Grooming on Instagram. So congratulations, Dewey. So Christmas cannons. I'm feeling left out. You guys already took my number, so I'm going to pick 1 to 51. I'm going to do 10.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome, Nikki. Are you going to give it to him?
You'll have to now.
Yeah, I think he's saying his son likes it. He may have lost it already.
Oh, yeah. Flames.
So.
You know it's
totally.
flames.
Totally.
Christmas cannons going to the legend himself, the Rex.
The Rex.
There
you go. There's that Canuck.
There you go. It was in there somewhere. See? Congratulations. The Rex.
Oh, thank you, Dewey. You didn't have to do that, brother. Holy smokes.
Oh. All right, so all right, so he's giving it to, all right, Piff, paying it forward to the Don himself, J-Mac.
Well, I guess I will gladly accept. Thank you, Dewey. I appreciate that, brother.
Right on.
It's awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, this is for that. Oh man, that's a unobtainium right there, which is the plank walker.
Yeah.
Ooh, big winner.
So this is the big one. So Kelly, 1 to 54. Go ahead, pick a number.
34. Did I do 34?
Nope, we haven't done any 30s, I don't think, but I'm going with it. I like it.
I dig it.
Okay, while I'm doing that, J-Mac, you want to go ahead and ask Kelly something?
Well, do you have any other hobbies outside of wet shaving?
Yeah.
And
I do woodworking. I like to do that. I have obviously gardening. I like doing that. I would say the other thing is I have another business that I run too. I have a laser, so I create signs and stuff. You know, my time is somewhat limited, but there's a lot that I like. So it's hard to try and do a lot of different things, but it's, you know, you try to make sure that you have enough time to do what you want. And right now it's tough because, like I said, it's at this point in my career, you're trying to build up your time.
Right.
So it's hard. But I would say really woodworking and gardening are the two things I like to do the most.
Nice. And are you more of a flower gardener or like a vegetable gardener or kind of both?
Both. Yeah.
Nice.
I love Japanese maple trees. You know, that's probably one of my favorites. And
gorgeous.
And just a little thing aside is I went and got tested one time for allergies, and I'm highly allergic to maples. So, and the town I work in is full of maple trees. So,
oh man.
Yeah. It's always fun.
What is the scent on that?
Plank Walker?
Yeah.
So, let me read it here because it's been a while. Asian oud, cedarwood, sandalwood, and tonka. I believe it's orange too. Yeah. I think I put orange. The oud got real expensive. Oh my God, that smells.
You're like second thoughts.
Yeah, you want to scratch the screen?
So that's going to Ian. E-Sipped 82. Ian.
82. Congrats, Ian. Nice.
Yes, congratulations, Ian.
Okay.
Heck yes. Real quick, before I do the last one, take care, man. Love the Christmas carols. Take it that you are a Dickens fan.
Yeah.
And is there a scent in your lineup that you are surprised that it is not more popular?
There was a couple that I had that I actually got rid of that I thought, I really like the smell of it. And I thought, it'll really take off. And they never did. They ended up canceling both of them. One was Pirates Bay. That one, I absolutely loved that scent when I made it. And it just never really, I think it was too heavy is what it was. It's just too strong.
It might be worth looking into bringing back, though, because a lot of familiar names is always watching the Spotlight, and a lot of the people watching, I know, like their big, bold scents. So
Pirates Bay was one, and then the other one was James Moody, which was a vetiver scent. And I really liked that scent, and it just, I don't know why, it just never really took hold. So,
well, yet again, there doesn't really seem to be much out there in the realm of vetiver, especially since Mickey Lee, they closed shop and they had reunions. So, those two could be ones that maybe might be worth doing. Maybe a small little test run.
Yeah, maybe a limited batch. We'd be more than happy to test if it,
Yeah, and I think I see what Scotty Shea said there, and he's absolutely right. It's very hard to convey a scent in words.
Yeah.
And just saying the notes, and because I think we already covered it. That every scent is different. Every bay rum is different. Every sandalwood is different.
Yeah.
So it is very hard to describe scents. That's probably one of the hardest things that I have trouble with, is describing them.
Well, Jason said that if you do decide to bring those two back, he will put an order for them.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll see what I
Yeah.
We
Yeah, because we definitely need more vetiver in the wet shaving.
Yes.
I mean, vetiver is severely underrepresented,
Yeah.
and vetiver is just such a
Yeah.
gorgeous scent.
Yeah, we have some essential oil vetiver, and this literally like sap. It is so thick and it's just
Yeah.
perfect
Oh,
for especially at night.
That is a very resinous scent.
that's good. I love vetiver. I love everything about vetiver.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
good.
think green, woodsy, rootish scent.
Yeah,
You know, is a way of putting it.
exactly. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Heady.
it's deep.
so good.
It could be heady.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes I'll take some of that oil and just put a tiny little dab, and it'll last the entire day and smells so good.
Yeah, you don't need a lot.
Yeah. So peg leg nickels. Yes,
Okay.
I have smelled this one before, and that is very nice. That's a orange citrus, right?
Cedarwood, orange, and some lavender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect with this time of year too. I think so.
Yeah. That's
So
currently what I'm using.
1 to 48. J Mac, go ahead, pick the number, bud.
Did we announce the winner for the last one?
It was Ian.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was just make sure. Let's do number 5 for the Cast of the Mafia show.
Nice.
Those are 2 easy numbers for him.
That's
I
right.
know, right?
Nice and low.
This is going to see. It's why it pays to get in early. DJ Jarul. If I mess up your last name, brother, I am so sorry because we have two DJs here. So
DJ Rule.
DJ
Yeah.
2163.
Congratulations, brother. That's an ultra premium win for you right there, my brother.
That is a beautiful win. I absolutely love it. Very well done. Congratulations, DJ. Yes. That's a good man right there. So,
He's a good,
yeah, peg leg
good
nickels.
dude.
You're going to like it, bud. You're really going to like it. Let me see here. So, yeah, we are caught up on those. We got
You
our
got all of
winners.
them?
So,
Did you do We Three Kings?
oh, no, that's the other. Nope. That was because I wrote it up there. So, I got all my writings and I chicken scratch here. 3 Kings. You're right. Okay. So, go ahead, Kelly. 1 to 50.
1 to 50?
I'm sorry, Carlos. There's 7 members of the Canadian Mafia show. Carlos is giving me heck yes. Carlos and
28.
Caleb are part.
28.
28. Okay. Okay.
Todd from Take Care Man is hoping for We Three Kings. Is he number 28 on the list? We shall see.
Nope. This is going to be going to. I might have to respin. Ariana Renee. Respin. That's Jason's daughter. So pick another number, Kelly.
Okay. 15.
15.
15.
Oh, yes. Now, this is a beautiful gent. If I ever known one. Vintage head shaver, Ken.
Nice. Congrats, Ken.
Nice. Congratulations, my brother. Yes, you're going to love this scent, man. Congratulations. All right. Okay, now we're caught up.
Now,
thank you.
Who piffed the soap?
So Dewey, Do 1980 piffed the Jolly Roger to J-Mac.
Okay, well, tell him, Dewey, to get a hold of me, and he can pick any current soap that I have.
There you
Anyone
go.
wants.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. That's so nice.
So
That's
he'll get
so
something.
cool.
Yeah.
That's solid right there. So,
Solid, for sure. Congrats, Dewey.
congrats, Dewey.
And
So
thank
get a
you,
hold
brother.
of Kelly at Black Ship Grooming. I absolutely love it. Oh, so, okay. So Ken said for the Christmas cannons, he's giving it to Take Care Man.
Nice.
Wow. That's an awesome show, by the way. Take Care Man. They do good stuff when it comes to their podcast. So, yes. And see, I love this community. I love it. I love it. Just gift giving all left and right is so cool.
Oh, somebody's in
I
trouble.
was gonna say, does it sound familiar? Well, it's a main road out here that's 3 different crossways. So if they're going to certain areas, it never fails.
Sounds like a fire truck to me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the EMTs going down the road. So
Okay.
never fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Be the Rex thing. Be the Rex one, Christmas cannons. Ken piffed We Three Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My 3 Kings. That's a beautiful man. Yeah. So good. Along with all of these that I got here. But yeah, J-Mac, I would have to say for sure you're going to like Jolly Roger. Scallywag is really good. I think you would definitely like this Captain's Reserve, his take on Creed Aventus.
Nice.
I like this a lot. But yeah, when that pumpkin comes out, bro, me and you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're totally getting that.
Yeah.
100%.
All
Drunken
right.
Pumpkin, I am sold.
So,
Yeah.
and that artwork is gorgeous. I cannot
Thank you.
wait.
Yeah, that one I'm excited for. I always like Halloween, and so I try to do something around Halloween, and to come out for that. So we always have a big show right around that time too. So it's sort of a catch-22. You're trying to get ready for the show, and you want to have enough stock for that, and so you're pumping out a lot of money at that point. Getting ready.
Yeah. One last question I had here.
Okay.
NeoJack 501. Hey Kelly, are you ever considering adding scents as EDPs? So like Dicey Pete, Ghost Ship, Tortuga, stuff like that.
So we do have some now that are EDPs. I believe they should be on the site. I know Siren Song's one of them. I had a few of Plankwalker left. I think I got to check and make sure we still have them. I think they might have sold. I have 4 or 5 over there that are in EDPs, and I got their little bottle about this big. I can grab one if you want. Show you. Let me grab it real quick.
Yep. Poke with the stick, Angelo?
Yep. He's asking me something. It's like Night at the Apollo, just waiting for the.
Yeah, just. I love it. So who's on tap for tomorrow morning?
Oh, so we have me, Carlos, Caleb, and Nikki Shaves.
Nice.
Siren Song, that's the EDP version of it.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
So we do have a few. I haven't made too many of them. At first, the problem I had was this is not a thread seal, so it's not a screw-on. It's a press-on. And the original unit I had to crimp these on, it wasn't working. So what was happening, it was evaporating, because of the alcohol content.
Right. Yeah.
Sweet bottle, though. A lot of people are commenting on how awesome that
Yeah,
is.
Thank you.
Great looking bottle.
Yeah, I like the look of it. It looked like a little tanker or something.
Yeah. yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's unique, right? Which is
yeah,
nice.
Definitely.
yeah.
Like
I've seen everyone does like the
or-
square screw-on cap, and I didn't want that. I wanted something a little bit different,
yeah.
and so that's how that came about. You know, but I do Captain's Reserve. I know I got quite a few of these. I looked. I have one plank walker left in there, but it's probably not on the site. I'll have to pop that up there if somebody wants it.
What
And
ML
some
is
of-
it? Is it 50?
I think they're 40, 48 or $50. I think is what they are.
Nice. And I know Oscar, Keep It Simple Shaving. He always on his channel. He has one of your, and I love this, the skull.
Oh, skull bottles. Yeah.
Skull bottle for the aftershaves, full of
Yeah.
A-Rum. That is so cool. Very unique. Definitely love. Be the Rex commented the same thing. But one thing that I'm looking at that I want to get is one of your Canon handle razors.
So that is an issue. That is the ugly one. So I'll show you what happened. I had a maker making these. That's the Canon you're talking about.
Yep.
The 32-pounder.
Yep.
Nice.
Second batch, that's what they look like.
Oh, different.
Different material. It was not what I wanted. I had some issues with them. And so I'm currently trying to find a new company to make these. So I don't
Yeah.
make these. I don't have any means of making the metal. I was making a holder for it, a Canon base. So I got to wait until I could find a new manufacturer for the handles. So this will probably give you a better idea of what it looks like. I actually sent a picture of the Canon that I wanted. It came from the Queen Anne's Revenge. That was a 32-pounder that was on there.
That's really cool.
That's so cool. And you had the little wooden stands for them too, right? To make it look like the Canon.
Yeah, that's what I made, was the Canon stand. And then I had a manufacturer make these for me. And you know, this is a pretty good weight to this handle. Where this is aluminum. I'm not happy with it, and I'm very hesitant to put these out to sell. You know, I just was not happy. I mean, you can see the difference in the two.
Still cool look.
To me, but I mean, I'm blind, so I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But the audience seems to like them though. I've seen lots of comments.
You got a bunch of them sold already, right there.
That's right.
These I have a ton of, but they're aluminum. They're like a very lightweight. I mean, I could tell you they weigh with the head. I can give you an idea.
Bet you 45 grams.
So grams?
45 grams.
With the head,
I'm guessing.
it's 69 grams.
Oh, so geez, heavier than I thought. Well, that's not
Now-
bad for bad for aluminum. That's pretty chunky for aluminum, actually.
For this one here, the original, it's 103 grams.
Really? Though, I mean, for aluminum, that's actually a really good a good weight for aluminum.
Well, this is brass.
Oh yeah, without brass. Yeah.
Yeah. Where
That
this
makes
is
sense.
aluminum. This is a lot
Still
lighter.
Yeah.
I was just not like, you could tell here in the thickness of this part here that there's no flare in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't scale down and come up. This one it scales, but this is just straight. It looks like bamboo to me. You know.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if I put this side by side, if that helps. You can see the difference there.
Victor's losing his mind.
Yeah.
He wants one bad.
Jason had a question, Kelly. Do you have gift cards for your site?
I don't actually have gift cards. I know they can go on and order one, but I don't have a means of creating a gift card.
Did you hear that, Jason?
Uh,
Oh, okay. All
Ken,
right, who's asking?
Ken had a good point too. He mentioned maybe you might want to look at Yates Precision Manufacturing about maybe talking with them to do your handles, possibly.
They're right in your backyard too. You're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
right?
where are they located?
Pennsylvania.
You know where? Because I'm on the Pittsburgh side of the state. Which, if you go towards Philly, you're probably about 6 to 7 hours away.
Dang it. I have to remember where Yates is at without actually looking it up myself. But I know they're in PA. I just can't remember exactly. We just talked to them not too long ago too. I
It's
feel
called
horrible.
Yates Manufacturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yates Precision Manufacturing. Yeah, so they do their own razors. They do the Aylesworth razors. Like they make some really good stuff. So they wouldn't have any problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making what
Southwestern
you
PA.
want.
Southwestern PA. Thank you, Ken. Yeah.
Oh, they're in southwestern PA?
Mm-hmm.
That's close. That's got to be real close to us then.
Yeah. Jake and Ashley are amazing people.
Jake and Ash.
Yeah. Jake and Ashley Yates at Yates Precision, but they do beautiful work. If you're looking for custom stuff, things like that, CNC, everything done in house. So
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
keep it local. That's what I always say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's. Let me check something here. Let me check my box.
Okay.
So I have a whole bunch of handles left. I don't have the heads. So that's the Canon.
Might want to get a hold of Jason. He says he has some heads.
Okay. I could send him one to see if it works.
Yeah, you want to send him a handle to see if we get something matched up.
Yeah, I'll send him a handle, see what works for him.
Okay.
He can keep it.
I may or may not want to end up buying it. Just saying. Oh yeah, that one didn't make it back. But
Waynesburg, PA's Take Care Man said.
yeah, Waynesburg, PA.
Oh, he's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, get a hold of him, man. There's good people. So cool.
People.
All right. Well, I think it's about that time.
Yep.
And to everybody that stuck around with us, thank you. J-Mac, brother, always an honor.
Oh man, it's
to
share always mine.
Share the airwaves with you, brother. But yeah. So, anything you want to speak on or anything, Kelly?
No, just thanks for letting me come on and talk, and it was great actually getting to sit here and talk to you guys. You know, it's been a long time since I talked any wet shaving. Yeah, so it's always a good thing to do every now and then.
It is. Well, thanks so much for coming on this night, Kelly. It's great to get to meet you and learn a lot more about Black Ship Grooming. So definitely, it's always every week when we do these, and I get really excited for the artisan. It's like, I start making my list. So yeah, Drunken Pumpkin, it's happening. It's coming to Canada.
He's got one other giveaway really quick.
Okay.
It looks like this is from the guy I just mentioned a second ago, Oscar, who has your skull that he features in every one of his videos. So he wants to give back and do a gift card. So
Nice.
Kelly, 1 to 41. Well, I'm sorry, not a gift card. It's a Black Ship soap. Soap from the lineup here.
Okay.
I got here. So 1 to 42. Go ahead, Kelly.
Do 42.
There you go. Bottom of the list.
All the way to the bottom.
That person hanged on there.
So this is going to be going
everybody to make comments.
to. He is now being enabled himself, the enabled shaver.
Nice. Congrats, brother.
All right. So enabled shaver, congratulations. get a hold of Oscar for your winnings and work it out to see what you want to get. So congratulations and thank you, Oscar. That guy is awesome. So
yeah,
but
thank you.
yeah, people got to get some more Black Ship in their den, and I cannot wait for what's coming. And oh my gosh, that drunken pumpkin, I just can't get over it. So,
that's gonna be a fun one.
That's gonna be a good one for sure.
So I
have to
extend
do a
this
little video.
everybody that we ever have on. If you're up, you're on East Coast like us, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., we do a shave and chat on right here on the Razor Company. If you're depending on your shift, but if you ever want to join in, if you got time, 9 a.m., more than happy to have you on for a shave and chat.
Awesome.
So yeah, definitely love to have you. If you ever got time to get you into your schedule, we'd love to have you on, brother.
Yeah, there's been a couple times I work a day like, I'll see it on, I'll pop it on for a little bit of time that I can. Yeah, so you missed me there.
Yeah. I mean, even if you don't have time to shave, just to pop on or anything like that, it'd be great to have you, bud.
Sure thing.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, J-Mac.
My pleasure.
And
Thank you.
so we will see everybody back here again for another Spotlight next week, 7:30 Eastern. And so thank you and have a good night, guys.
Take care. Thank you.
See you later.
See you in the morning.
All right.
See you in the morning.
Bye-bye.